Hey guys, you want to play some games? Hello everyone, and welcome to episode whatever of the Pixel Puff podcast. What number is it? 900?
I don't know.
415? We don't even know. Because
we get close to the double digits and we forget.
We forget everything. Guess what?
What?
It is still, we are still in our lockdown. We are still under quarantine. We are still social distancing.
Yep.
As they say, we're fucking trying to help flatten the curve. And
motherfuckers going out and unflattening it.
Yes, like the bitches. But we are still at home. Collectively.
I did go to the ABC store today. It wasn't necessary.
Well, liquor's always necessary. But
yeah.
We are here. Who do I have with me right now?
Kathy.
Who do I have on the line?
Shelby.
And
Josh.
That's wait, I'm always supposed to be last.
What?
I usually, in every podcast it's consistent. It goes Andy, Kathy, Josh, and I'm always last.
Well, now I'm last.
Not tonight.
Well, I'm your very poor excuse of a host, Andy, and guess what, guys? I am just...
I think this is the first time you've been drunk on the podcast.
He's dirt nasty right now.
It's bad. It's bad. And it's bad for it's bad for a reason. Kathy Brown, what did we endure?
What happened?
In about 3 or 4 hours, not even that long ago. 6 hours ago.
I narrowly escaped from a copperhead snake.
Yes. There was a fucking copperhead snake in our driveway. Kathy came home for a late lunch. For a late lunch. It was
from work.
It was like early in the afternoon, 2:30, 3 o'clock, something like that. She came home.
I ate my lunch.
Ate lunch. Went out and left. Said, I'm leaving. Don't burn down the house. I said, okay. And she called me and said, there's a fucking snake in front of her car.
No, well, this is what happened. I went and I got in the car. And I sat down in the driver's seat. And then I was like, shit, I forgot something. I was like, I need to go back in the house and get, I was going to take my coworker the extra face mask that we had. And I was going to go back and get it. And I open the door and I get out. And there's a copperhead snake this long right in front of me.
It wasn't that long.
It was like a foot and a half. It was a foot and a half long at least. Could have been longer.
It was pretty small, but it was scary.
It was scary as hell. So, you know what sound you make when you see a snake right in front of you?
A really high-pitched scream.
I made that's the sound I made. And I jumped back. And then I'm like, I put like 10 feet between me and the snake. And then I immediately started looking on the ground around me. I'm like, is there a snake over here? I need to make sure. But I must have walked right over that snake to get into the car. I could have stepped on it, but I must not have, I guess. And so then I called Andy, and I was like, Andy, there's a snake. There's a copperhead snake.
There's a copperhead, yeah.
In our driveway right now. And he was like, well, come in the house. And I said, well, it's in my way.
She could have came in through the front door. That's not what I said. Come in through the front door.
Come in through the front door, and I was like, well, I still need to go to work, and that snake is in my way. So he brings out the leaf blower.
Yeah, I got the leaf blower, and I started blowing it.
He's trying to blow the snake.
And it just the whole thing just slid across the fucking concrete. It was just like it just slid. Like, making the same little shake.
But it didn't really slide very far.
It went underneath the car, basically.
Yeah. It won't really
America.
Yeah. Just fucking blew it with the leaf blower.
And then, I mean, it wasn't running away. You think the snake would, run away or something?
I put eyes on it, and you decided to get into the car from the back seat.
Yeah, so I got in the back seat of my car and crawled all the way up to the front seat.
And I was like, just run it over. Just back up. It's right there by your wheel. Just run it the fuck over.
And I think I did run it over.
No, you didn't because...
I felt a bump.
No, I watched the entire thing. You never kept a consistent speed. Like, you kept going, and the snake was freaking out, so it kept going forward. And by that point, it was coming towards the gate into the backyard.
Where he was.
And I was like, no, fuck this. And I had a hoe with me. I had my hoe.
Well, you went and got the hoe.
I had my trusty hoe. And it went up against like a potted plant of ours. And I just started fucking whacking the hell out of it.
Won't nothing happen.
There won't nothing happen. I was just, concrete was flying everywhere. Like I was literally hitting as hard as I can. The thing was bending. Until finally I started hitting it where I was like, oh my God, like I'm hurting this thing. Like I felt so bad. Like I'm a live and let live type of dude. I hate it. I didn't want it. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing?
No, you kill it with fire.
Yeah, I had to kill it. So it finally was just like, it's not moving anymore. There's that head. And I just fucking started whacking the head and basically picked it up like a hamburger patty and just threw it into the brush.
Well, you'd think the snake would have ran away, tried to save its own life, but it didn't. It didn't.
I was scared to death.
I thought it was going to slither off and
that thing looked me in the eyes, like fangs drawn and everything. I was like, Jesus Christ! I've never been through anything like that. Just had to fucking fight.
And then I get to work and I park and I'm like, well, what if a snake's under my car right now? So I'm like trying to look, and then I go in the door at work and it's right next to this bush, and I'm like, what if a snake comes running out from under this bush? So now I'm paranoid.
Yeah. And then I came in and immediately ordered some snake repellent off Amazon. And
that was my lunch hour.
It was like 3:00, and like my heart was beating so fast after that, and like that's all I could think about. And like 5:00 hit, I'm like, where's the beer? Like, and that's why it's fucking over with right now, because god damn, it was a ridiculous afternoon. It was.
So now I'm scared.
Yes, there's a blood spot on our concrete.
And there's holes in the concrete.
There's holes in the. I literally.
Andy about killed a plant.
It was a few
You
leaves.
injured it.
I'm more concerned about the concrete with holes in it, because I was just like.
And he broke the hoe. He bent the hoe.
Yeah, I bent the hell out of it. I fucking
Broke the hoe.
I
broke ass hoe.
And he broke the snake. So everything got broke. But I really didn't think Andy had it in him to kill a snake.
Fucking.
But he did.
That thing was gone.
And I was impressed. He saved my life.
Well, you could have ran over it. But
That's better than what my daddy did when my mom ran into a rattlesnake near the ditch when I was really little, when they were still married. Oh, parents' divorce came up again in the podcast. When parents were still married, my mom went out to dump grease in the field beside our house, because that's what you do in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
And I remember hearing her scream, and my daddy running out with a shotgun and shooting the snake.
Dude, that's the most efficient way.
How do you even shoot a snake? They're so thin.
Yeah. Well, I guess
He
a shotgun.
shot it?
There's a billion pellets coming at the root.
Yeah. He shot it dead.
You can fuck up a snake with a shotgun.
Well, I killed it like a man with a utensil. Like I fucking.
He did. I was so impressed.
I was like,
Were you like, I created fire?
I was like, please don't eat me, snake. And then it like looked at me like, I'm dying. I'm like, yeah, you are. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Well, that's like the whole thing.
Like
what they're saying
Ferngully
with the-
flashed through my mind. Like it was,
Oh my god.
It's like the whole thing what they're saying with the COVID-19, everybody staying in, that like nature's getting more bold to like, oh shit, they're all hiding. They're all inside. We should go hang out more.
yeah, this snake was just hanging out on the concrete in our driveway.
Wasn't near no bushes or nothing. It was just
Yeah.
hanging out. And I'm
don't
sure
know if
I
it's-
almost stepped on it.
I don't know if it's some sort of like placebo thing where like I'm sitting here, but it feels like outside's more fresh. Like it smells better and you can see clearer.
Yeah, you hear stories about like carbon emissions and stuff going down in like the bigger cities across the world, like places in India and China and LA. Like you can actually see the sky today, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
We went out and got lunch or dinner earlier from Chick-fil-A, and I was like, the sky looks bluer. Like it looks, I don't know.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Chicken.
Maybe I haven't been
that type of
outside
thing.
in so long.
I can imagine that type of thing having an effect on even a small little area like ours.
Yeah. I haven't noticed a difference in traffic
No, these
Yeah.
motherfuckers are going out everywhere.
because I still go to work every day.
Yeah, I'm going to work too, and I still see a lot of cars on the road.
What are y'all doing?
So that was our little snake update. What about y'all? What have y'all been up to besides going to Chick-fil-A? Home life.
She'll be having breakdowns
What?
at work.
Oh my god. Oh, dude, I cried twice at work yesterday.
Twice?
Yeah.
She's not doing very well with the whole like change of.
Mm-mm. I'm not doing well mentally with everything, I don't think. With like the changes and the overwhelming amount of phone calls that come in, because if you think about it, when we were open, we served a lot of people in front of us face to face on top of people calling. But now all those people that would come in face to face are also calling.
Oh,
So we have people just, I'll be on the phone with somebody helping them out, and I don't hang up the phone. I answer another line. Like, I don't have time to think. I don't have time to breathe. I don't take lunch sometimes. Like, I ate my lunch in front of my computer. It just doesn't stop.
Mm.
But I'm an essential worker.
Yes, I am too, as it turns out. But
Yeah.
my shit. If anything, my job is less stressful now because I don't interact with anybody. I'm like, they told me like, hey, don't talk to anybody. All right, get in, get out.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I thought it would be less stressful because we wouldn't have face-to-face interactions, and I learned that over the phone talking is way more stressful than face-to-face talking. And I hate talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Period.
I did
That
too.
just might be my generation though. I've never liked talking on the phone.
Me neither. I have to go into like a quiet room. Like, no one look at me. Like, don't watch me talk on the phone because I act like an asshole. Or, you talking to me? Look at me. So fucking stupid. All right.
Yeah.
My work has just essentially doubled because my supervisor left for a new position on another team, and we're currently under a hiring freeze. So that's fun.
How did he get another job during all this? Or
Well,
higher
they
up
were
job?
already. He was already in the process. He literally squeaked like the day after he accepted the job. They put a hiring freeze.
Wow.
Wow.
So, yeah. So it's an interesting situation, but
Yeah.
I'm going to a lot more meetings. I have like 100% more meetings and the same amount of money getting paid to me, but hopefully that gets remedied.
I think Josh is going like
By
extra
July.
stir crazy.
I'm going
Just
a
a little
little
bit.
nutty.
Yeah, he's just a little bit nutty.
Oh, you're working
stand-
from home.
Yeah, he keeps
Yeah.
standing on my dining room chair.
At least me and Shelby get to go out. And Andy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I was
Look out the
under
window.
the quarantine for 2 weeks, and my 2 weeks were up, and then now it's the other half of the workforce on their 2 weeks now, and I'm
See, I-
back to work.
I'm like Maggie in The Simpsons, and I'm looking out the window at the other angry baby.
Yeah, with
I'm
the
like-
with the unibrow.
Yeah, like, you stay out there, motherfucker. I'm in here, quarantined. But yeah, it's interesting. It's what pisses me off is I'm sitting here at home and we're trying our best. Like everybody's just going to work and home, and then everybody else is just like party in America, just going out and about.
Yeah,
Like,
where does that mindset come from? Just like, this shit won't affect me. Let me, go out and hang out with a bunch of people. It's like, yes, it will. Like, what the fuck?
like
you
they've
talking
had
about?
instances of like the pastor that was like, I'm going to continue to praise God in my church, and you can't tell me country, blah blah blah, and then he dies.
Yeah.
Like he gets COVID-19. I know it's not nice to think about someone, fucking dying, but
Yeah,
that's
there's a billion stories like that you can follow. But we're not here to talk about depressing stuff like that. We're here to
Talk about
talk
video
about
games.
video games and other nerd shit and alcohol.
We have to preface this with, I know you guys are going to talk about Final Fantasy. He hasn't finished yet.
I could talk about Final Fantasy 7 for like 3
I'm over
hours.
here.
Yeah, you're
I'm the
point
other
to
way.
Yeah, you
the
gotta
other way.
point the other way.
Other way.
Well,
here.
I'm pointing to you from my perspective.
but
on
from
my
everyone
screen.
else's perspective,
No. I'm over here.
there you go.
Yeah.
This motherfucker.
And then they're down there.
Oh, Rory said he's depressed. We need to cheer him up.
Yes. Well,
Cheer him up.
let's talk about video games. We got so I made a Google Doc. Well, what do you say, about 3 weeks ago?
Juggle
The
Doc.
first 2.5 pages was just me, just shit I wrote So,
I literally haven't had time to look at it. I'm also still in school, by the way, too.
Yes.
And all my finals are next week, so I haven't had time to do anything.
Ah!
but that I mean,
There's a Lilu hair in here.
there's
All right,
obviously
we'll just drink
a besides Final Fantasy VII, there's obviously a big elephant in the room. That is the Animal Crossing that we talked about on the last podcast. But I believe when we recorded the last podcast, it had been out for a day. It's been out for a couple weeks now, I believe.
And there was an update yesterday.
Yeah, I believe looking at y'all's playtime is
It's
basically
up there.
almost at 200 hours.
What's
with
mine
the,
at?
I don't know what mine's at.
I think Kathy's was like 130, 150. Shelby's was about the same.
I would bet Shelby. She's been ahead of me because I have been checking your hours, Shelby, and I haven't looked like this week. But
I haven't looked in a couple of days. I just looked. I was like, well, this would probably be a good note to talk about on the podcast. Like, where's everybody at? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I fucked up. I fucked up my game.
Oh, yeah.
Josh had a lot too. He had a lot of hours in the game as well.
Yeah, you guys gave me shit last time for time traveling. This motherfucker.
No, it was part of your idea.
I didn't say do it. I didn't tell you to do it.
You planted the seed. You were
No,
like, you
I
could go
no.
forward in time and look at your nip
Motherfucker,
prices.
I went back in time.
No,
you went forward. You never go forward in time. You
never
only go
forward.
back.
You never
But
go forward.
you told you planted the idea. You were like, you could totally go see, and then you like come back and it'll be just fine. You did.
I didn't know if it would be okay or not. If I said I've only gone back in time, I don't know what would happen if you went forward.
Well, I learned nothing from fucking Back to the Future, that's for sure. Because so if anyone's not privy on the game, every Sunday this fucking pig sells these turnips.
She is precious.
It's a
Daisy May.
pig,
It's a
and
pig.
pigs are gross. But
I love pigs.
Kathy loves pigs.
they sell turnips, and you buy these turnips, and then you can like basically sell them back to the trash pandas later on in the week, and you can make money back. I mean, it could you could buy it like 90, and it can spike all the way up to like 500 per turnip. So I
500.
spent $500,000 of bells, and I went and bought turnips, and I filled my whole fucking house full. And Monday came, and the prices were low, and I was like, fuck. It's like I got all this money, or all these turnips. Then Tuesday came, and my price was going up, and it went up pretty decent. It was like 178 or something like that. And I was like, well, I might sell here, but I want to know what it's going to be for the rest of the week. And I went online, and I searched everywhere, and everybody was like, yeah, I do the same thing, and then, I'll wait. So I was like,
They're fucking laughing at you because you're like,
Yeah,
I didn't do
I was
that
like,
shit.
it seemed a little safe. So I went and closed out my game, and I set the time for just a couple hours ahead because I was playing at like 10, and then the turnip prices change at 12. So I looked, and I was like, it doesn't go back up. Well, let me go one more day forward, and I'll see. So I went to Wednesday, and I got in there, and I started noticing some weird things, that some of my trees were turning the bells quicker, and that my fruit had already respawned since I had already cleared it all up. And I was like, wait a minute. I don't think you should be doing this. So then I went back in time to my original because I was like, I got scared. I was like, I dipped my toe too far into the time travel.
You done fucked up.
So I went back, and when I got back, the what do you call her? The butter pup or whatever?
Isabel.
Yeah, well, Isabel
Buttercup.
started talking about the Nook place upgrading, and I was like, what? No, like it doesn't need to upgrade yet. Like I'm trying to get back in time. And so Isabel's like, "Beep, beep, 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 upgrade." And I was like, oh shit, what have I done? And I quickly run back to my house, and I'm like, I'm going to go see if my, everything's good. And I go in there, and they're all fucking spoiled. Like,
No.
it's all fucked up, and they're spoiled, and they cost like a fraction of the price. And I got maybe $5,000 back.
Oh,
It was
no.
awful. But I did have, so Shelby's
That is
all,
sad.
She's sitting here, tissing me and stuff, but she did enjoy a whole week early of Nook's Cranny and being able to go in and look and buy extra items and yeah. So don't time travel because you could fuck things up. So I'm like a week ahead of everyone at this point, and I feel shameful because it's like the few days before, and I wasn't going to go and like and stay in that time and then sell. I was literally just going and doing like a little peek into the future just
So
to
you
make
know
sure.
when you could sell.
Yeah, just to. But I wasn't gonna stay there.
Yeah,
and then
whatever you got to
to
tell yourself. Like it's you're trying to make that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
That's the whole reason for buying turnips is to make that money. Oh, also Rory says we live in a nest of lies.
Yeah. Well, you would have done it too if you didn't forget to buy them.
I don't buy turnips. I'm like, fuck
Nah.
that shit. It's too risky.
I think Rory forgot one day, and then he was like, "Fuck."
What's your Animal Crossing experience been like, Cat Brown?
Well, my store's upgrading today. Finally. Feel like I'm the last one.
Oh, that's right. You're a day behind me
Mm-hmm.
because you started the game the day after me.
Yep. And a little art dude came to my town today trying to sell me some art. Has that happened to you yet?
Bitch,
No?
you better open them gates. I need to go buy some
Too late
art.
now.
Okay, well, I guess we got till midnight. But
You got 2 hours.
So there's 2 new travelers that can come to your island. There's Leaf and there's Red. Red is a fox.
Leaf came today too. I've got Leaf and Red today. Cause Leaf is like sitting.
Shelby's like, "Where's the switch?"
Leaf is like
God
sitting
damn
there.
it.
He's selling some roses. He's selling some bushes and stuff. I'm excited about them hedges.
I have so many hedges and shrubbery on my island.
How'd you
You
get
can go to
them?
Tom Nook too, apparently.
Because the very first day of the upgrade, I had Leaf on my island, and then Tom Nook gives you the hedge recipe.
Oh.
He's holding out. He's holding out on recipes too. That motherfucker.
Look, that's why my flag is the way that it is. He is our overlord, and we're just gonna have to accept it.
I mean,
Yeah. Until I vote him off the island.
that makes sense.
Survivor style.
So did you
Get
buy
out
any
there.
art from Red?
No, because I didn't have any money and I couldn't sell my shit because my store's closed today. It's renovating. And then I was like, well, I've got a bunch of Nook miles. Let me buy some tickets. And then I was like, shit, I got to sell my tickets. So I was like thinking that tonight maybe I would go to somebody else's town and sell, because I've got a ton of apples I need to sell that I've just been holding on to.
Well, you got 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Or you
yeah,
can
the store
travel.
closes at 10.
Time
No.
travel.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Time travel.
Fuck it then. Whatever. They'll come back.
I mean, this game sounds stressful.
It's not stressful.
It's
It's relaxing.
not stressful, but
was
it's
not a good
very restrictive because it's like real time based. Like, there's only so much you can do in a day, which is why I find myself decorating so much and designing parks and where places go and stuff like that. Look, I like my little flower
You
leaf
play a lot.
design. I do.
You play a lot.
I do. As soon as I get home, that's how I de-stress. I'm like,
So,
how can I upgrade my island?
I play before I go to work, mostly between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. And then as soon as I sell all my shit I got between 7 and 8, then I start getting ready for work because the store opens at 8.
I got a question.
store opens at-
I got a question here.
Yeah.
At what point does this game not become the hours-long time sink per day that it is? Like, at what point is you've reached Apex Island, you've done what you wanted to do, now you're just checking in every day, you're just getting your fruit, selling it, that's
Doing
it.
your dailies.
Yes. Are we there
I've
yet?
gotten so lazy. I'm already there.
Yeah, Kathy said she missed the day the other day. Like, she said she
I
didn't
missed
play
my
it.
very first day.
So
I'm already there because like I left fruit. I still have fruit on my island. I was like, I don't want to go shake
He
this
doesn't
shit.
want to do the chores.
No, I don't want to do dailies. Like I don't know.
sounds like
You
that's
don't-
why you
wait,
didn't
first of
beat
all-
Red Dead Redemption 2. Didn't want to do
You
the chores.
you didn't do dailies, but you played WoW and still play WoW.
Yeah.
For like 20 years.
No. 20 years. Holy shit. No, not 20 years. I think it's 15 at this point. Close enough. But no, but those dailies like they make a I kill stuff and I'll be stronger after the while.
I'm earning Nook miles. I got over 20,000 Nook miles. You know what I can
Listen,
do?
that's
I can sell Nook miles tickets on Nookazon
16.
and get some cool
Yeah,
shit.
16 years.
Yeah.
2004.
But- so tell them about Nookazon. So this opened up her entire world.
I
where
don't
she
know
started to
about
just
that yet.
Text random people on Discord, and they come.
For those
to
listening
her
to
island
audio
and pick
only,
items up.
when Josh mentioned Nookazon, Shelby turned away from the camera. She
Yeah,
got
because
audibly
she.
or not
So I
visibly
told her
scared.
about it. It's like Amazon for items, and then she will like talk to the people on Discord, and then they'll do the dodo codes, and she'll go to their island, and once you pick up like an item, it will catalog, and then you can like buy it yourself. So she'll like, it was like a whole week of like trading and stuff. And all I wanted, I was like, can you find out nip prices? That's what I want.
But they don't have a section for net prices.
Yeah.
So Nookazon is like Amazon for Animal Crossing. So if let's say I have the whole set of the antique furniture in brown, and somebody wants to catalog it. And cataloging means that if I came to Kathy's Island and I set a piece of like a furniture on the ground and she picked it up and then dropped it again, I can still keep it, but it would catalog for her. So she goes to the Nook shopping at the ATM in Resident Services. She's able to go through and buy that product because she's seen it before or she's touched it. So I catalog other people's stuff. I pay them Nook Miles tickets. So I buy a shit ton of tickets with my miles. And I'll say, I will give you 3 Nook Miles tickets, which is the equivalent of 6,000 Nook Miles, to catalog your entire antique set. And I did that. With a lot
But
of
then
stuff.
she'd start coming on my island, and she'd be like, "Oh, you could get 7,000 bells for that, or people will pay 1 point some million for Walt." She's trying to get rid of Walt. I love Walt. Walt is me in real life.
People pay money for villagers. There's
What?
people on this
That's
Discord
slave trading.
Yes. So they're like, does anyone have Raymond? I will pay you 2 million bells to get Raymond from you.
No,
And I'll just
Wow.
sit and read shit.
I'll
Like,
give that. I got a stupid fucking ox or something like that today. A little small. I don't even know how he got on my island. I was trying to get the bear with the heart, but that dude was not having it.
Do you have any valuable villagers, Catherine?
It doesn't sound like it. I've got Marcel, Agent S, Apple, Stu.
She's got an anteater who follows me around whenever I
That's
turn the game on.
Antonio. He's always.
You heard about
trying to
working
work
out? Muscles
and
are everything. I'm like, you got a nose, dude. Look at you.
And I
So
got
wait,
Alice,
you have Agent.
Agent S.
Here, she already has it up. She's already looking.
Let's see. It is selling for
It's fucked up.
30 Nook Miles tickets, which is the equivalent of 60,000 Nook Miles.
Mm.
How do you sell a
Those
villager? You just
Alice
So
get the fuck out?
Alice.
and Marcel.
So if you ignore villagers enough, they'll have like a little bubble over their head and they'll tell you like, hey, I'm thinking about moving away. And you can tell them, that's a good idea. You should get the fuck out of here because I don't want you here. That's what I'm trying to do with my frog and the monkey that's on my island. Get the fuck out. You're not cute. Get out of here.
What happens to their house?
My house?
Their house.
No, their house.
Oh, so it becomes an empty plot of land, but it's still in the same spot that their house was. And no, so the day before they move, they're in their house with boxes. So what you'll do in Discord is you'll go, I have Alice in boxes. I'm selling her for 25 Nook Miles tickets. So somebody will come to your island, give you the Nook Miles tickets. If they go and talk to her while she is still in boxes on your island, they can convince her to come to their island and move if they have the empty space.
Huh.
So that's how you villager trade. It's a lot.
But
But
apparently, I have one that's really expensive. And,
who is it, Walt?
well, he's an awesome kangaroo, and I refuse to ever give him up.
I'm gonna have to come meet Walt.
He has a bad attitude.
No, not
Makes
Walt.
me feel
It's
good.
the eagle that you have. I don't remember
Oh.
his name.
I don't know. They could have the eagle as long as they don't take Walt.
What about
Yeah,
Goose?
no, sorry, I forgot Walt is a kangaroo. Kangaroos aren't his, but he's going for 1 bell, literally.
Wow.
One bell. Oh well, to me, he's priceless.
Yeah, just
Walt can stay.
just keep looking
I
at it like
want-
that.
All the puppies.
He has
I have
so much
2
sarcasm.
puppies. I
He's
have
just like,
Bee and I have Daisy. And apparently Daisy is really
Goose.
expensive. I want puppies and I want kikis.
How much is Marcel?
a slave trade. It really is. All right. I'll sell you Goose for
Marcel, I don't know how to spell Marcel. There it is.
Marcel.
Oh, here's the other thing about Nookazon. The website is fucking broken because there's so many people on it.
It was put together by like one person, and then
Yeah, it's like holy shit! Like, where did this come from?
That's crazy.
Goose, I feel like I've seen Goose a lot. If Marcel would load, oh shit! God dang it! Nookazon.
I also got somebody named
So-
Cube.
I know Andy wants to save Final Fantasy for like a special podcast, probably.
I mean, I could talk about
After
it.
I'm done.
I will talk about it for hours.
I just don't want Josh to be spoiled.
I won't spoil anything.
And I've been watching him
I
play.
won't, I won't
so
spoil
don't
anything. I promise.
I do want to talk about the honeybee.
Oh,
yeah.
the honeybee scene.
I kept like as I was going
50,000
through.
bells for Marcel.
Yeah. Oh, we're not gonna spoil you, Rory. Like, but we'll talk about the honeybee part because holy fucking shit, what a fever dream that was.
Yes, it's
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and say like spoiler alert if you don't want to know about awesome dancing and
it is
getting
Jack
in
Button
drag.
saying.
It's
Oh yeah, I remember seeing
so
that.
I had
did see
heard
that
about
part.
it before, and I was like,
It's way different than the original. It is way different.
it was so.
I was about
fucking
to ask. I was like, was this in the original?
The cross-dressing is, and a bunch of buddies of mine, we have all beaten Final Fantasy 7 several times, and we were all like, I mean, at least I was adamant. I'm like, the cross-dressing will not be in this game. It will not be. And sure enough, they put out a trailer a few months
You
ago.
didn't think it would?
And it was in there, and it's in there. Mostly the same. The whole honeybee thing is different in the original version. I don't even know if I want to even talk about the way you can interpret the original version because it's way worse actually. There's a lot of things in the original Final Fantasy VII that do not hold up at all, like slurs and stuff that you could not do now. Like there's some stuff in that game that just it belongs in 1997 probably, but the Honeybee Inn sequence that they have right now is insane. And it culminates in this giant rhythm game
Yeah.
that I did not like. I didn't like it.
I actually, so I did the first part and I didn't get perfect the very first time, like the test part. So I was like, man, I want to do this again.
Yeah.
I want to get perfect. So I got perfect and I thought, I'm gonna get in here and I'm gonna fucking wreck this shit. Like I'm gonna get perfect. And then all of a sudden they're like throwing the thing behind you
Yep.
as you're dancing, and I was like, I can't even see what's
Yeah,
going
that's-
on. And
that's-
then you're like,
That's the only reason I don't like it is the rhythm game it's a bad rhythm game. Like it's throwing these button prompts at you. It's square, triangle, circle, X, and they throw them like behind Cloud, way off in the distance, right in front of the screen, in between his legs, and they don't even show them at beats that you would recognize when they would pop up on the screen. So it's not like beat. Here's the thing, so you know when to hit it. The button
Yeah,
prompt.
it's like on off beats.
They might, but the button prompt might show up, 5 beats before you have to hit it, or 2 beats before you have to hit it, or 1 beat, or 7. Like it's all over the place. Like, and they're all like, you're trying to watch Cloud dance. You're trying to watch this gay man he's dancing with. It's sheer insanity.
Yeah.
It's a great scene. I love it. Like I can't say anything bad about that, but it's a bad rhythm game for me. Like
I would have rather have done the rhythm game and then had the scene happen.
yes,
Because I felt like I was trying to pay too much attention to the buttons than actually getting to enjoy it. I know
Yep.
Shelby probably enjoyed it because she
yeah.
was,
Kathy loved it. And I was sitting there like shit, fuck. Like I hated it. I'm like, what? She's like, that's incredible. I'm like, I hate this. Like this is bad.
if it gave me the opportunity to do it again, like right after or something, or be like, I don't know.
Well, I'll spoil a little bit of something for you. When you beat the game, you get a chapter select, so you can go back to that and do it over again. So.
Oh,
Knowing Square will be its own game next
game
year.
next
Yeah.
Probably. Like Cloud Dance.
I like rhythm games. I'm not good at them, but I like
See,
them.
But that's a
It
bad.
just
It's a
reminds
bad
me of-
rhythm game.
it reminds me of Papa the Rappa back in the day, where I
Rappa.
whatever his goddamn name is. It was difficult. I've never been good at those type of games. It's just like
Harappa.
I mean,
get
I'm
frustrated.
I feel I'm pretty good at rhythm games, but that one was just it was so all over the place. With there were no rules to follow. It's not like the buttons always appeared in this specific spot at this specific point. They were just all over the place, and I couldn't deal. I couldn't hang.
Overall, Chapter 9 is a really, really good chapter. And
Which one is that one again? Like, just give me a vague.
So Chapter 9 is the honeybee one.
Okay, yep.
And then you also do the squats with a lady, man,
Yeah,
lady.
yeah, he's kind
Not
of
necessarily sure.
bigly gay too, but he's like strong as hell. Like he's the leader of that gym.
Yeah.
He fucking owns it. He's cool as hell. Jules.
And then,
Jules is his name.
Yeah. Then you're going against the
Joshua.
dudes again. Huh? I'm talking about Chapter 9. I said there was a spoiler. I already gave a spoiler warning for Chapter 9.
Can you
Rory
can you
has-
spoil Final Fantasy VII? Like it's
Yeah.
the game
remember
came
the
out.
story.
I've never played a Final Fantasy game.
I don't
So-
remember the story at this point.
All Final Fantasy is a spoiler to me.
Okay,
on 14.
Rory's on 14, so
Oh, he's
Chapter
on chapter
14.
14.
Yeah.
So we
Then
can talk
you were
about
the one
that.
I already knew. But yeah, the dudes with the mask that keep showing up and then like, what is it, Butch and whatever his name, and you fight him in the gladiator arena too, and you whip their ass, and they end up
Oh.
being in that second room.
Oh, the trio of
Yeah. I don't know. This shit's
Dude.
funny.
there is original story. Okay, so it's not exactly the same as the one that came out in the 90s?
No, it's they. So for those that don't know, Final Fantasy VII Remake is one part of the overall Final Fantasy VII story, which is basically when you play the original Final Fantasy VII, the first 6 to 10 hours, depending on how fast you can play it, takes place in this giant city called Midgard, whatever. And they chose to take that chunk of the game and put it out as this remake. And if you told me that this Final Fantasy remake is going to be 6 to 10 hours long on a PS4, I imagine most people would be up in arms. Maybe not me, I don't know. I like short games as well as long games. But it probably wouldn't fly with, most of the Final Fantasy fans. So they took that part of it and added a bunch of extra stuff to it. Some of it good, some of it bad. I won't get into details, but there's parts of it I didn't like. But the great majority of the added stuff, especially with the extra characters like with Jesse and the rest of the members of Avalanche that you don't really get to spend that much time with in the original game, I really like. It's really cool. I had written down here, there's a section, it's pretty early on, it's probably not spoiling, where you go to meet Jesse's family. And
Yeah.
Jesse's such a non-character in the original game, and the game is such a mess of polygons. I didn't even know Jessie was a girl in the original game when I played it. Like she's there, gone. Like she has 5 lines, gone. So you actually,
Thirsty.
yeah, you go meet your family, and that was
She is really thirsty.
yes, she is, and she's incredible because of that. Like she's just all over cloud like nobody's business. But you go meet her family, and in this game you go to so Midgar is a city that the slums it's basically a 2-parter city. So there's a ground level and then there's a plate above that where the ground level is the slums, that's where all the poor people live, and then the upper plate is where mostly the Shinra employees live. Mm-hmm. And you don't really go up there in the original game except to destroy reactors and stuff like that. So you actually go up there, and like it's super cool to be up there because you get to see this part of Midgard that you never saw in the original game. But it's so jarring when you see it because all these upgraded in graphics, and you get to see Cloud with his fucking crazy hair and his gigantic sword, and other members of Avalanche with their makeshift armor and weird everything clothes, and they're just walking by these 2-car garages and suburban homes and stuff, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? But I like all that stuff. But yeah, so they had to take that 6 to 10 hour experience and stretch it out to, for me, I think it was about 30 hours it took me to beat. 20, I can't remember which one it was, but it was substantial. I liked it.
I'm 19 hours in and I'm on chapter 11.
Yeah, one of the chapters,
Or I'm at the very beginning.
one of the chapters there's only certain chapters with side quests in them. I don't know if you've noticed. Like certain chapters are just like story stuff, like point A to point B, and that's it. One of the
like the sewer is pretty
Yes.
point A to point B.
Yeah, one of the last chapters with side quests took me like 4 to 5 hours to beat because there were so many and they took so long to finish. But overall, I thought it was pretty good. I wrote down a lot of notes here. I don't even know if I want to go through all of them. Josh, what do you think about it so far?
We'll have to have a Final Fantasy, like a full wrap up.
Yeah, we
Debrief.
can
do a special or something.
we can
like
do a spoiler cast type of thing when you beat it if you want to talk about it.
that. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It took a little bit. So one of my complaints about the demo, and I think I actually said on this podcast, was the combat felt to me clunky, or I just couldn't. I didn't feel like I could get on board with it yet. But
It's very Kingdom Heartsy.
yeah. Well, if I would consider Kingdom Hearts as entry level, I would consider this one intermediate to you could probably master this.
Yeah, it's less mashy than Kingdom Hearts is to me, especially
because they're
all the characters play differently. Like that's one of the key differences to me. Like, you know, once you get Tifa and Aerith and whoever else in your party, like they all play so differently from one another. Like towards the end of the game, all I played as was Tifa because she was so fun to play as. Like just with her different combos and stuff she could do and all of her.
I
I found myself playing Aerith a lot more recently because it was like she's so powerful when it comes to being a support role.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I feel like out of all the characters, Aerith is one that I'm connecting to the most because it feels like she's so innocent in a world full of like
insanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like her too.
And it kind of grounds you in the game where you're like, oh, I got to talk about the bar scene. So we could talk about that bar scene since we've already gone up to 9 and everybody's done it that's watching and once again. But so Cloud is very introverted. He can come off like kind of a dick, but he's an introvert in an extrovert world, and he's just trying to like, he's an ex-soldier who's just trying to like make his life, you know, go through his life, make money.
He's trying to make money.
He's not trying to make any connections. And basically these characters are all around you trying to force a connection out of you. Like they're trying to like win you over, and he's definitely not having it. But I felt like the first time when I was playing Cloud and I felt that Cloud was kind of feeling left out was in the bar scene when they were like, you're kicked out of the Avalanche.
Yeah,
like,
Avalanche, we don't need you in Mission 2, you're good, here's your money, get out.
And you're sitting at the bar and you're hearing them talk and they're like, yeah, well, can't wait to go do this. And
they're talking about like personal stories, like, you remember when this happened? Or are you okay with this? Or whatever, like, yeah.
And you're sitting at the bar and you're like, God damn it. I don't want to leave. I don't want to like not be part of this.
Yeah.
This is so you're kind of going through that journey because Cloud is very, I don't know. I guess I connect with Cloud a little bit because of the fact that like I'm very introverted and I don't deal with a lot of bullshit out in the real world where I'm just like, yeah, let's just get this done. Like I'm kind of that mindset, and I felt a little out of place and like left behind in the bar scene to the point where like this better turn around, and then Aerith is sitting there and kind of like slowly chipping him down. So you see like he doesn't go for the high five one time, and then like next time like they actually do the high five, and then I think like
no, they do it one time and they Cloud does it, but she's not ready, or she doesn't do it. Like they do the type of thing too.
So the game. There are some flaws, and I guess we can get into that later on, you know, on another podcast. But overall, the experience that I'm having, it feels like I'm having my own version of what my friends were having when they played the original Final Fantasy VII, because I was a spectator in that, so I would come over to my friend Brian's house, watch him play, and then, you know, I would leave, we continue playing, but then I'd come back and it'd be like I'd catch up on the next part when he's playing, and then I'd leave again. And so I never got that full feel of Final Fantasy VII, even though like I could have bought it. I had a PlayStation to be able to play it, but at the end of the day, I never did. So it feels like I'm having my own connection to this game as a different. I don't know. I'm in the same generation of most people who could have played it at the time, but I'm getting that feeling that people are who might not know what Final Fantasy VII is, because like I do know things happen, and I know that things go bad.
Yeah,
but like,
and
I don't know.
I'm so interested in that perspective, like from someone who never played Final Fantasy VII before, because I played through it like 5 or 6 times. Like I know I couldn't recite the story of Final Fantasy VII because it's infamously very poorly translated. Like the story's kind of dog shit on the original PlayStation version. Like you just kind of you take it as what it is. But like beat for beat, like I can remember, you know, this moment, this scene, all this other stuff, and like for someone who never played it before to play through the remake as their first thing, I love it. I want to hear what people think about it because that's incredible.
Yeah, it's like it's the same feeling that I got from Red Dead Redemption 2. Like I had my problems with Red Dead Redemption 2. I also like started connecting with certain characters that when things happen, I was like, fuck. Like, what's her face?
Tilly. And
you're like, I want a full chapter with just playing her. Like, I don't know.
See the one you rescued at the beginning?
No, sorry, that's a different one. Tilly is the young African American girl that you save from her former gang.
I'm talking about the
lady you rescued
girl at the end of near the end of Red Dead Redemption 2. Like you've gone through with the whole time, but you kind of have like.
But she becomes a bounty hunter too.
Right. Yeah.
She's the one you rescued at the beginning. Her name starts with S. I can't remember what it.
Sally.
Yeah.
I want to say
I don't remember
Shantae.
her name,
That's not right. It's something like that.
Yeah, but I sort of had the same connection with that character as I'm having with like. I think the only character I'm not having connection with so far is. Barrett?
Yeah, Barrett's...
Sadie.
I knew it started with S.
Because he kind of comes off a little like...
Like an asshole?
Definitely an asshole, but a little too much of an asshole.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to... I don't know. It might change later on down the road where you're starting to like...
He's spewing this rhetoric about, saving the planet, I guess life stream hasn't been brought up yet, but...
life, whatever.
The Mako... I always called it Mako because...
I called it Mako,
They
but I
never
don't know
said
if
it
it's
out
right.
loud in the original game, so that's what I called it. Also, it's Eris. It's not Aerith.
Yeah,
They fucking...
it's Eris.
That's what the game named it for me, so that's what I'm always going to call it, Eris. But he always, spout this rhetoric about, they're killing the planet and all this other stuff, and like it reads a certain way in this, 1997 RPG with, these abstract characters and these weird cities and, whatever you go to visit, and then it reads a whole different way in this like very realistic looking environment where it's just like you sound like you're saying the right thing, but you sound like a hippie, but you also have a gun attached to your hand, he's kind of all over the place.
I guess it might be the fact that like I don't like playing him either. Like I don't like when I switch to him. He's usually just my like heal bot.
Yeah, well, he's my dude. If like that guy's flying, all right, I'm gonna switch to him. Hold down the square button until he's dead, because I never.
Yeah.
You can eventually get equipment for him that is melee based. It's not a gun. It's like a big mallet on his hand or whatever. But I never equipped it. It was always long range for me. So
yeah. He's just the last one I pick when I move through. Like he's basically my buff bot, so I put my heal on him and like a revive on him or something like that. But besides that, like I don't know.
I put the fat chocobo summon on him. That's how.
Yeah.
That's how useless he was to me.
I actually did this. I did the same thing. Fucking fat chocobo fight was a pain in the ass.
Yeah. So
It took you a couple times to beat that.
Yeah.
I don't know how much we could talk more without just spoiling everything. I got a few points here I would like to hit up. The last time on the podcast, I talked a lot about music in video games, and I'm a huge video game music nerd, especially when it comes to the Final Fantasy series. Final Fantasy VII was something that it really struck a chord with me, that music. And I talked about it in the last podcast, like the game hadn't come out yet. I played the demo, and I'd said that in the last podcast, I said I was kind of bummed out. And I didn't expect it playing the demo, that I was going to be bummed out by the music, because I didn't want this, I want to be John Williams' Star Wars score for a Final Fantasy VII soundtrack, because if you go back and listen to the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack, it's not that at all. It's all sorts of weird instruments. It's just a very I don't know. It's a very of the time PlayStation soundtrack. But having played through the entire game, I fucking love the soundtrack of this game. It is.
They sell it on a. You can buy it on a fucking vinyl.
Well, if they have all, there's a ton of track. I can't imagine. It has to be like 5 records if it's going to have the entire soundtrack up there, because there's so many. There's so much old stuff that they redid. There's so much new stuff, like a lot of the new dungeons you're going through. I don't know if you noticed this, Josh. When you're going through some of the dungeons, there will be 2 different themes for the dungeon. So you're just wandering around, exploring, and then when you get to a battle, it doesn't switch to a battle music. It's the same theme that you're listening to, just different instrumentation, kind of hyped up a little bit. That was super cool. I wrote down a specific moment here that was very early on. I'll go ahead and spoil it. Well, it's not really spoiling, but there's a scene with parachuting. Remember that? When you parachute? I don't know if that music in that scene struck you at all, but this whole scene's on YouTube. I encourage you to go look it up. It sounds straight from like an 80s action movie. There's like this wailing guitar solo, like tons of reverb off in the background, some synth and stuff. It sounds straight from an 80s movie, and it doesn't sound anything like the original Final Fantasy VII soundtrack. There's a disconnect there, which is weird, but I loved it. I loved the entire thing. Like, it was, I don't know. I liked that. The only thing I didn't like was the song when you're in with Aerith. I don't know if you remember this, Josh, where you have to move the little robot hands and grab the storage crates and move them around so Aerith can get to a spot. There's a song that plays there, and it is a remix of the Wall Market theme from the original game. And the Wall Market is where you go to get the dress and all the other stuff. And that particular song I didn't like. It's like a weird reggae type of remix type of thing. Also, speaking of music, there's a thing in the game where you have to hunt down discs and stuff.
I bought them all. Yeah. Or I've bought every one I've seen, and whenever
I'm missing one. And you only get it from getting 10 greats at the rhythm thing, and I haven't done it again. I need to go back and do it. And they're all remixes of songs from the original game, and you can go to a jukebox and listen to them. I think they're all terrible. I don't like them at all. They're all bad. They're funny. They're funny.
In Final Fantasy 14, the online game, not Cactar, it's like the Moogle song, but it's like a remix of, God, Rory, are you here? Help me out. Where you go in
Chocobo thing?
Not Chocobo theme. You go in you can gamble in the place. I can't even think what it's called right now. It's slipping my head. But in Final Fantasy 14, you hear the song, and then you hear it in this game, and you're like, I know.
The Gold Saucer,
yeah. You hear that with the little Moogle kid.
Yeah.
Yes. He gives you
He gives you.
It was kind of cool.
He gives you things, and the Gold Saucer is a place in Final Fantasy 7. It's not a gambling spot. It's more like a theme park, like roller coasters and stuff.
Yeah. But in 14, you can buy lottery tickets and stuff like that. That's the only reason I go to the place in 14. So, but I don't know. Overall, I'm really enjoying it. I'll probably play a little more this weekend to continue on. That seems to be where I have a problem with doing little chunks. I can't just play. I gotta play big chunks at a time. So I played a lot the first weekend, but I didn't play any during the week. And then I played a lot last weekend, and then I didn't play barely any this week. So I'll play a lot probably tomorrow or Sunday.
Well, this game came out while I was under quarantine, so it was a good 5 days after that game came out where I basically played through 90% of it, and I think I beat it on my second day back to work. I completely hammered through that game.
Yeah.
I probably
enjoyed
go back and play it.
Yeah. A random thing that I'm going to get back into, and it's really random why, is Dead Cells.
Nice.
So we watch this guy. We watch a guy. His name is Lore.
We've talked about him before.
Yeah,
On
and
the first and the second podcast.
he's a community manager at Blizzard for World of Warcraft, and I've watched him. And Rory can say the same thing. Like he literally had his 10-year anniversary on Twitch last night, and he was talking with Mike B and all that. But he was playing Dead Cells, and I scratched the surface of the game and seeing like how in depth it gets later on down the road,
there's a lot
like the
going
things
on
that
in
you
that
can
game.
get. It made me want to play more, and I literally sat up that night and just watched him play for like 5 hours. Shelby was sleeping, and I was just watching him as he went, and I was like, I want to go in the other room and play right now. Like, for some reason, watching him play, and he was going through each boss, and he was playing on very hard difficulty, so he's already beaten it on, all the other difficulties, so he's playing on very hard. And there's also an element with Twitch where like you can play it on Steam and you have Twitch integration, and your chat can like either help you or hinder you. So I don't know why I randomly brought that one up, because like I think I played it early on and I didn't really get it, but now that like I've seen it play at a higher level, I kind of want to go back and see if I can do it now. So did y'all ever beat it?
No.
Kathy got second to last
3
boss,
bosses?
something like that.
Yeah, my brother, I think, is beating it.
He's
though.
beaten it several times, yeah.
And he's still playing it.
Yeah.
He loves it.
He's
Yeah.
all over it.
The whole roguelite genre, I know Rory plays mess out of those type of games. It's still kind of new to me, because it's like when I die and I lose all my stuff, I'm like, I get a little too offended where I'm like,
Fuck this.
fuck, I don't want to play anymore. Oh my goddamn boomerang back.
My,
Like,
my favorite one of that genre is Rogue Legacy. If you've never played that before, I highly recommend it. I love that game. It's incredible.
yeah, I played a little bit of that too.
Rogue Legacy 2's
wouldn't-
been announced, and I'm super excited.
I always dabble in those type of games, and what's interesting is World of Warcraft is their new expansion is adding a roguelite element to it. They're called Torghast. It's like a tower system, and you can either play it by yourself or you can play it with a group. And Final Fantasy sort of has it in it, and well, I mean, Final Fantasy has it in it, but I think from what I've watched on stream, WoW has taken more from roguelites than Final Fantasy. So I will totally say that like Blizzard always takes an idea from someone and then they make it their own or make it better. And I feel like they totally ripped off Final Fantasy 14 here. But it looks really interesting because it brings an aspect to the game where you can play a roguelike and it's infinite towers and you can continue to try to get better over time, and it seems like it's going to add the replayability to the game that the game hasn't had for a long time, because right now I'm enjoying it because I'm enjoying the aspect of playing with Shelby's brother or doing like miniature goals and things like that, but it might be kind of cool when the actual game comes out, whenever they do. Shadowlands comes out probably next year at this point, but
Is that the next WoW expansion?
yeah, but it'll be interesting to see what if I enjoy that. Like, that might be my drug into more roguelites. If I end up, enjoying that much, then I might go back and play some of
It
the other
sounded
games.
like you and Brandon were having fun last night. All I heard was a bunch of giggling and cackling.
Well, that's because we're playing arenas. We're doing 2v2, and we shouldn't be winning, and we're winning for some reason. But
What do you mean you shouldn't be winning?
well, I'm a protection tank, like a protection paladin, and like usually you're pairing up like a DPS class, which is like damage dealing class for anyone who's, I mean, of course you should know what that is if you're listening to this. But then you pair them with a healer, and then you have these like comps or whatever. But I'm a tank, and I don't die, and it takes a lot to kill me, and I just sit there and I solo 2 people by myself. Now I'm in the lower level like tiers, but it's just interesting to like be on the brink of death and then just keep not dying, and then I just whittled them down to the end, and then they die, and it's kind of funny because it just I don't know, it's
It's a
just
power
really exciting,
fantasy.
and
Fuck you.
yeah, and Brandon's sitting there the whole time. He's like, he's gonna beat him. He's gonna beat him. He's gonna. Oh, you got him. It's just really funny because I don't know. I'm broken in that game right now. I will completely say that
Are you OP,
my
as they
character is
say?
broken. Yeah, I mean, 100%. They gave me, you can pair certain things a certain way, and you feel broken. And I'm going to be broken until Shadowlands, because they're not going to go back in and change anything up at this point, because they're already looking to the next expansion. I don't know why we got on the World of Warcraft, but
It's on your list here. It's number 2. Wow.
Yeah. I put it on your list of games that you were playing.
it's just
I add to your list for you.
yeah, it's just one of those things that I will always go back to. I'm at this point now that it's become ingrained in my life, and until the servers shut down, I will always go back and play a little bit. I'll never get back into what I used to. I mean, I spent the first 7 or 8 years of that game just pouring my life into a guild, and it's just I don't want. It's the reason why I didn't go back and play Classic. It's I've already done that. I played. I wasn't at the top tier. I will never say that I wasn't world first guilds, but I was there when progressing through a raid, and raids are the most hard content technically in a game at that point. I would spend hours a week doing it, and it was a full-time job on top of another job. And while I enjoyed like I said, I met Rory through World of Warcraft. I mean, he was the best man at my wedding.
Shout outs.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rory.
Yeah. It's one of those things that I never look back on it in a bad way. And we have Shelby loves listening to me and Rory talk about
I like
the
listening
old
to them
times.
talk
Old
about,
WoW stories.
Yeah.
their old guild stories, or when Rory talks about WoW lore, or I'll ask about certain characters. I'm really intrigued and interested in characters like Janna Proudmoore or Sylvanas, because I like to imitate their voices when we play Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I played it in a different way than I ever did before. The other way was if you're not good at this game, I don't want to have anything to do with you. And now I'm the person that's not really good at the game. I always say that there used to be a guy in our guild called Richter, and he was 50 years old, and he was really not that great at the game. And I was you either die a hardcore raider, or you live long enough to see yourself become a Richter. And I am a Richter at that point. I am a boomer in this game, and I know I am because I'm playing with Brandon, who is always sitting there talking about the meta, and he's looking deep into it. And he can do things that I'll never be able to do at this point, because I'm just slow and old at this. But I'm Richter at this point, and I completely understand why Richter enjoys it, because I play the game differently than I used to. So
Brandon has been that way about all video games he's ever played.
We were me and I'd talk to Rory, and he'd be I need to figure out how I can get 5 more stamina out of this so I can up my health pool just a little bit more.
No, I mean when we were kids, we were young when those games came out. So it's interesting to think that he still thinks that way, I guess.
Oh no, he's at the prime age that I was 10 years ago. I was at that age. It's going to sooner or later he's going to get to that old where he's not going to be able to play first person shooters as well anymore.
Just
that's going to be
back
a sad
starts
day.
hurting, can't get out of bed the same way.
Eyes hurt.
The day that Brandon can't one shot, one kill, no scope somebody, it's a sad day.
See,
it's gonna happen.
It
happens to all of us.
Never ever been that person to get so deep into a video game like that. As soon as I'm starting to think about it in a different way than just a game, all right, nope, move on. I want to play everything that I can play. I ain't got time to be dedicating to one thing. I want to, all right, beat that game, move on. Let's play the next. I want to get all the experiences.
I guess I'm that way with Animal Crossing, because I do watch that YouTube channel, Austin John Plays, and he talks a lot about metagaming and Animal Crossing, and
yeah.
I've
gotten to the point. I'm at that point with Andy where it's I don't.
You don't care.
I think the game that broke me where I got to that point was South Park. The not bigger, longer uncut, but the first South Park game.
Fractured Butthole.
No,
Yeah.
he rage quit the Stick of Truth. He didn't even play the Fractured Butthole.
No, because there was this fucking part where you had to like fart bend your own farts around someone's back, and you had to like push in the
You get all that
button
kind of
to
now?
like make it explode.
No.
It was
That's too much.
fucking frustrating, and I spent 30 to 45 minutes trying to do it, and I was like, I'm old, I don't know what's going on, why can't I do this? I was like, it's done. I'm done. I'm not playing this anymore. I'm not having fun. And I took it out and I took it back and I put it in the mailbox and sent that shit right back to GameFly. And ever since then, I have been in one of those things where like I will try my hardest to a certain extent, but if I get to the point where I'm not having fun anymore, it can go fuck itself.
Yep.
I'm not going to do it.
That game will
So-
can fuck right off if I'm not having fun anymore. If I'm not having any fun anymore, and I'm right at the end, I'll be all right. I'll bear through it, but otherwise, I'm like, man, fuck this. I ain't got time. There are too many other games I want to play.
There are a lot
Speaking
of good
of-
games out there.
Yeah. Speaking of leaving a game and not picking it up again, I started Persona again.
Again, like literally 2 hours ago,
Oh,
she
yeah.
started Persona 5 again.
Persona 5 Royal came out since our last podcast. I know Kathy's been playing it. Shelby
Yep.
just got done streaming it, her very first stream of it.
Yep. I'm going to try to stream every time that I play it so I can catalog it on YouTube. Because if my playthrough this time is anything like my first playthrough, there will be rage.
Rage.
Well, you told me you would, so you got to do it
Yeah.
because I bought it for you, so you would.
Wait,
He
Yep.
bought it for me, even though his birthday's next week. He bought me something. He's a good husband.
I bought it.
I want you to-
I bought it for Kathy's birthday as
Yep.
well. Kathy Brown, you are done with the first dungeon.
Yep, I just beat Kamoshida, so I'm looking for my next heart to steal.
Madarabe.
So is that the pedophile?
Yeah, Madarame. Yeah, the pedophile. No, Kamoshida is a pedophile.
Yes,
And then-
he's hitting on
Madarame
a.
is-
Isn't Madarame is also a pedophile?
Well, he was just
No,
trying to steal
He's trying to
other
steal
people's
artwork.
artwork.
Yeah, he's trying to make
Take
himself out
credit
like a
for
great
it.
artist.
Yeah.
Sure is so is the Velvet Dream.
That hasn't been confirmed
Velveteen
yet.
Dream.
I've been reading
Oh, allegedly.
Allegedly.
What school do you go to?
Um,
Anyone listen to that audio? It's fucking creepy as hell.
Yeah, it's creepy.
What school do you go
and he's
to?
like, here's a dick pic.
If you,
Somebody was on Reddit.
yeah, if you look at the
Oh,
We're
wrestling.
getting way off.
This is wrestling talk for any.
No, this is
you know, our
pedophile talk.
podcast
Rory
That's what it
said
is.
no
Yeah.
wrestling talk.
So what do you get?
I threw us all off with fucking Velveteen Dream's dick.
So beyond that, what do you think about Persona 5 Royal? If you can remember your experience, the first two times you tried out Persona 5, is this better, worse? What you thinking?
Well, I really like it. I don't know if it's better. I guess it's better, yeah.
Is it feeling better, like with the extra stuff, like they added the grappling hook? There's some extra stuff in dungeons and stuff like that. You talked about the wisdom seeds, tooths, whatever.
Oh yeah. I hopefully you don't miss it, Shelby, but I missed one of the will seeds. I
Will
guess there's
seeds.
these 3 will seeds in each of the dungeons now. I don't know yet what the point of collecting them is,
I
but
think it has something to do with your SP.
the second one,
No. You get a unique item if you get all 3.
when you get to the point where you're going through Kamoshida's dungeon and you go outside and you're trying to go to the tower, I know the second will seed is in that area. And
Okay.
I tried to go back and find it, but I couldn't figure out how to like get to that point or what safe room was the closest, and so I only got 2 will seeds.
So
Okay.
the
But you get special. Oh yeah, I remember. You get special accessories
yeah.
by getting those, but you have to get all 3.
I just finished the part where I
Like?
went to Kamoshida's the first time and
get
I just
Arsene?
unlocked my persona. Yeah, I just got Arsene. And I showed up at the school and I'm in trouble.
That's the story of the first 6 hours of that game.
Yep.
God,
I
everyone
know.
hates
I'm
you.
like, I forgot how like story heavy the first like couple hours of this game is. I'm like, I just want to get to the dungeon. Like, all right, Ryuji needs to get Skull like now because I know as soon as like he gets Skull, I'm like, I'm good to go. I'm good to go.
But it's so you beat the first dungeon, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
the new character Kasumi.
Yeah.
You see her in the opening cutscene. You see her
I saw her
a
at
little bit in the
school.
subway type of interaction. Is she anywhere else?
I ran into her once at school. She was there, but I haven't really gotten a chance to know her or know who she is. I know she seems to be really popular, and everybody thinks she's really attractive.
But like, out of all the stuff they've added to Persona 5 Royal, she seems like the most interesting because she's a new character. She's a new
Yeah.
person that you can have in your party.
And I don't know exactly how they're going to integrate her and keep the same story, but maybe that will become clear.
Yeah, what does she come like? Do you get her between Dungeons 1 and 2? Did you get her after
Yeah, I don't know.
Najima?
I don't know.
Like what? Or
I'd be interested to see how we meet her. Well, how she becomes part of the team. Because in the opening cutscene, she says that she's not a Phantom Thief.
and she says
So-
it's been a while since we
Senpai.
fought together. She says that
Yeah.
specifically.
So
So it's like what?
I'm trying to think of like what happens before the casino dungeon. Because it's Kamoshida, Madarame, Futaba.
No, Bank Guys.
Is
Bank
that it?
Guys 3.
Bank guy. then
Futaba, and then Spaceship Guy. And then
Okay.
Casino.
I don't know then. I don't know. I'd be interested to see. I really like her outfit.
Yeah.
And if the gyms ever open back up and I get, looking okay, might do that outfit.
It is a cute
Yeah, let's
outfit.
go.
Covid
I'm gonna
gyms.
be doing cartwheels and shit around.
Yeah, her winning pose, you're going to have to like grab your ankle and like touch the back of your head with it because she basically just...
I think she's a gymnast.
Yeah.
Because it was a ribbon that she had too.
I think
And gymnasts that's rhythmic gymnastics.
I'd remember that in conversation or something. That I'm trying to think of the word and I can't.
Rhythm's gonna get you.
What?
She's self-crushed out.
Yep. Sup, Crush
I
is
want to
gone.
sub crush. I remember when we hung out for the first time, we walked the dogs and then we went to Sub Dogs
Yep.
and had sub crushes.
That's right. And it was delicious.
Yeah.
Well, we can keep powering through this list here. My amazingly long list. I don't even know what to talk about. God damn it.
You've been playing too many games.
Yeah, I know.
Time Spinner. You
Yeah,
just
I beat Time Spinner this morning. So it's really short Metroidvania game. If y'all, those listening don't know what that is, it's basically like a Metroid game where, you got a big map, 2D side scroller. You have to uncover it. You unlock different abilities to uncover different parts of the map and beat the game. It's pretty short. I beat it in basically 10 hours. But I really liked it. Bite-sized games are good. And I got the ultra good ending, you did everything, good job ending. So I felt pretty good about it.
We did all the
I
things.
did all the things, and they gave me a big old thumbs up for it. I got Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Order here, but Josh left.
Uno?
I wanted to talk about what Josh said. I've been playing a lot of Uno on Steam. I think I played like 6 hours of Uno
That's crazy.
on Steam.
That's too much Uno.
I
fucking love Uno. It's Uno, and it's great, and it's awesome.
I remember playing Uno with the really shitty Xbox 360 camera on live, like Xbox Live back in the day.
Well, this don't have the camera support, but it does have Uno Flip, which is some DLC you can buy for it, which is, I guess, it's just a whole other card game that they made. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, Uno Flip. Have you heard of it, Kevin Brown?
No.
So basically, you got your regular Uno cards on the front, and then there's different Uno cards on the back, and they're different colors. So there's like, yellow, blue, red, green for regular Uno, and it's like orange, magenta, purple, and whatever on the other side, and they have different stuff on them. Like there's like a draw 5 card, there's a draw 1 card, there's a skip card where it skips everybody and comes right back to you, and stuff like that. And there's a flip card too, where if you put down that card, everyone has to flip their cards, and that's how you get back and forth to the different cards. And it's super cool. You can play it online. People need to buy it so I can play it with them, so I can like stomp their asses, because I I'm getting pretty good at Uno. Like I'm getting my strategies down.
I couldn't beat one game.
Yeah, Kathy.
We've been. Yeah.
Kathy couldn't beat one game.
I'm cold.
I've been wanting to do like a virtual tabletop type game night.
Uno's my vote. Straight up.
Yeah. Well, we can. I want to do either that or Jackbox too, because I think it'd be kind of fun to have like 8 people in here.
Rory said he's in.
Yeah, we can do Jackbox, because with Discord you can go through and basically show your screen at the same time, so there wouldn't be that weird lag that you could have if someone's like you're watching on a Twitch stream. So everybody would still have the same advantage, because you do have a little bit of a disadvantage when you're watching someone stream. So I think we should do that. Maybe like a Pixel Pub plays
Uno. Yes.
We have to find a way. I guess Kathy could play on one, like her laptop or something. I don't know.
We'll figure it out. Josh, the Resident Evil 3 remake was up here at some point, but it's gone now.
Yeah.
I forgot.
I do believe you played and beat it, because I think I saw the end of it.
I streamed the entire thing too, which I have it out in the world if people want to see that.
It's on YouTube. I also clipped a really funny part.
Yeah, but man, that game, I honestly forgot all about the game, and maybe that's what it says about the game.
I've heard it's very, very down from RE2. RE2 was incredible, and this one seems forgettable.
This one's forgettable. That's the easiest way to say it. After it was done, I was kind of like, all right, well, that happened. And as soon as I finished in RE2 with one character, I was like, oh, I immediately started back over with another character to get the other side of the story, and I played right through it. This one, I was done, and I didn't want to go back through on hard difficulty. I didn't want to go and get infinite ammo. I didn't want to do anything like that. I was like, definitely not a $60 game. I would recommend it at maybe 30 or 25, and maybe wait until Game Pass or something it comes. It was just a very forgettable game. I wasn't joking right then. When you said Resident Evil 3, I was like, oh yeah, I played to beat that like 2 weeks ago.
So playing that, does it make you feel better or worse about them remaking Resident Evil 4, which has been announced?
So they're basically going through and remaking all of them.
So Resident Evil 2 was really, really good, and that's because the game was really good. Was Resident Evil 3 considered a good game at the time?
I remember it being it coming out really fast after Resident Evil 2, just like now. But I don't remember the reception to it. It seemed like it always.
Rory says yes.
It was always seemed like a hack attack on to Resident Evil 2 at the time. Like they used just kind of always the same stuff, like the same backgrounds and environments and stuff like that. That
RE2 did. It felt clunky. I don't know how to explain it. It felt, like I said, I played through the whole thing, and I streamed the entire thing, and it took me, I think, a total of 7 hours, and I didn't want to pick it back up again, and that's it. I know a lot of people did like it. I watched some streamers play like 30 hours of it and go through it on Inferno difficulty or whatever you want to call it, but I played it once. I was like, good. That happened.
Yeah, I haven't heard too many.
Resident Evil 4, if they can just upgrade the graphics, I think it would work.
If they can get rid of the stuff where you have to like put Ashley in a dumpster and
bitch go or bitch stay. That was probably that's the only Resident Evil game I played.
I didn't like that part at all.
Annoying.
Didn't like that part.
So
and I don't know. Didn't beat it because
I enjoyed 2. 3 was forgettable.
And that sucks because 2 was one of my favorite games I played last year, and I was kind of psyched about playing 3. But then when the first impressions started coming out about it, and it's just like, well, this doesn't seem as good. Yeah, it's a huge bummer because 2 was really good.
If I could go back, I always kind of judge my games based upon like after I'm done with it. If I felt like I spent my money in a good spot, if I could go back, I probably wouldn't have bought it, and then I would play it at a different time. So I wait till Game Pass or when it's in the bargain bin at $20.
Black Friday. Woo!
Yeah.
If there's a Black
So
Friday
if you
this
see it
year.
in the bargain bin on $20, it's worth the $20. But everything else,
We should come up with a rating system.
yeah, bargain bin.
Bargain bin,
2 beers out of
Game
5.
Pass. Yeah,
Yeah.
bargain
I don't
bin,
know.
Game Pass, buy it.
I try not to get too hard on games for being short because, like you said earlier, I don't really care. I mean, I don't mind when a game's short.
Yeah, but you do have to look at the price versus the length of time.
like-
Price per played.
Because, I mean, Time Spinner, I think I spent $30 on that game. And that was a physical version. You can get it for cheaper digitally. And I just wanted a physical version of it because I knew it was a game that I would like. And I like the art style and all that stuff. So $30, 10 hours, I felt okay about it. You know, I knew it was short when I got it. So
Yeah.
I just
It's
had a
just
thought.
it came in like it was very forgettable at the beginning. It was a little annoying to be chased after, but I knew I was getting into because I had played the previous one. And it just kind of ended, and you're like, all right. That's the
what's the next?
So I give it a shrug, and that would be it.
That's the rating
So I
system.
kept-
Do you get a shrug or do you get a
Yeah.
woohoo?
So
Or
it's a lot
Orange
different from
Cassidy,
like
thumbs up.
yeah, you get like a
Gather around,
I
give it
don't
up.
yeah, I give it a sloth thumb down, but
Man, just
and
see
it's
he
so
beat
weird
Jimmy
too
Jacobs
because
or
like
Jimmy Havoc? Orange Cassidy beat Jimmy Havoc this week.
Yeah,
It's fucking awesome.
Shelby fell asleep before the end of the first match.
Yeah, I didn't watch any Dynamite this week because I've just been really tired.
Yeah,
My battery has not recharged. I had a thought while you guys were talking about this stuff, going back to how many hours we played Animal Crossing, and you guys said I'm almost at 200 hours.
It's been several
last-
days since I looked.
The last time that I played The Sims, because Origin keeps track of your hours, like I have an overall total of 460 hours in The Sims 4.
I've never played
How have
it.
I almost played as much?
because you're
Animal
playing
Crossing.
portably. Because
Yeah.
you're waking up in the morning on a Fridays and you're playing for a couple hours.
Take it to the
and then
toilet,
you played-
take it back.
You played throughout the day to day. So you're like getting 8 or 9 hours in like Fridays.
Yeah, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays I play the most, probably. That's probably where I'm getting a lot.
Yeah. I mean, you're definitely getting your money's worth out of it. So,
Definitely.
I probably already paid it off, to be honest.
Yeah. So I had 3 more games on my list. One of them I'll get out real quick
So
here.
many games.
Yeah, no. This one I haven't played that much of, but it's F-Zero GX. I don't know if anybody's heard of that game before or the F-Zero franchise in general because Nintendo hasn't made one since this game that came out on the GameCube in like 2003. It is a racing game.
Oh, wow.
It is...
Just to win this really fast.
Yes, it is an insanely fast game. I basically wanted to just bring it up to you guys because I want, when this whole thing is over and we can like hang out again, like the world's not ending, I want people to come over and I want to play this game and somehow capture it because it is so stupid fast. And I think the story of how we got this game is pretty funny because right before we went under quarantine and the governor's orders came down and stuff like that, I think that weekend, our realtor who sold us our house texted Kathy with a big box of GameCube games and saying, hey, do you want these? It's like, hell yeah, we do. So we like drove to her house and they were just sitting in the driveway and we picked them up and
Yep.
took them back home, disinfected them, wiped them down.
Nice.
And one of them, the games in there was F-Zero GX, which is, not an easy GameCube game to find out in the wild. I'd never seen it. And like, I fucking love it. Like the memory card that we have for the GameCube is kind of jacked up. It keeps messing up my save, so I haven't really made a lot of progress in it. But I just want to play it with somebody else because I remember playing it with my buddies back in the day, and just it's so stupid fast. It's such a screaming fast
It is
racing
really
game. It is
fast.
insane. Like it is beyond the pale.
You had Jedi.
Yeah, I beat Jedi: The Fallen Order since the last podcast. I remember having a nice little discussion with Josh about it. He didn't like it. I liked it. We had our discussion. I think we came to a good point where we both acknowledged, the good parts and the bad parts about the game. And there are both. But so this is Spoiler Town for the end of the game. If anybody hasn't played this, is spoiler. Just stop listening right now. So I love the end of the game when Darth Vader comes in. I don't know if you remember this, Josh. So you're basically fighting the second sister or the third sister, whatever her name was.
He comes through the smoke.
Yes. Well, yeah. He kind of rises up and it starts playing that song from Star Wars Episode 3, the song that plays, and I have a link here in the document, but it plays during, and I love Episode 3 soundtrack.
Oh, the Duel of Fate?
No, it's the song that plays when Anakin starts killing the younglings. This is just very sad song. It starts playing that, and then he fucking swipes down that girl, and they treat him with such Darth Vader is a very iconic Star Wars character, probably the most iconic Star Wars character. And when you watch the old movies in the 70s and early 80s, he's kind of this clunky mess. He's just this dude in the suit and he swings his little lightsaber around. He doesn't come off that this all powerful, best best Jedi in the galaxy type of thing. But him in this game, he does, because he is so insanely powerful. He's so I don't know, as soon as Kyle, the main character, sees him, and he's with the other woman, I can't remember her name, part of your crew, he just looks at her, he's like, who's that? He doesn't even, Darth Vader's so above his level, he has no idea who he is. And, they're in this underground, or underwater lab type of thing, and Darth Vader's just destroying everything around you with the Force. You literally have to just run through this, tube. And if you turn around, I don't know if you tried this, Josh, if you turn around and look at Darth Vader, he will choke you and kill you. That's it. Game over. You have to start over again. Mm-hmm. So you can't look back. You have to keep going forward. He is literally ripping the world around you apart. And the only way you get away from him is that you're underwater. You get to a point where you can cut the wall open and water starts coming in, and he can't get you because he's holding back all this water with the Force. Mm-hmm. And it just, I've never thought about Darth Vader as, and I've seen Star Wars a billion times. I never thought about him as just the complete badass that he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. In Rogue One, they have the best part of Rogue One is a Darth Vader scene at the end where he's just fucking demolishing these pleb Republic people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole scene was so badass. I don't think I'll forget it for a long time because it was just so unexpected. I didn't see that coming. I didn't think Darth Vader would be in the game at all. I thought it would just be this side thing that happened. And even if Darth Vader was in it, I'm that's hokey. Let it be its own thing. Why does everything have to involve, Luke Skywalker? Here's Han Solo.
Didn't they spoil it in the trailer?
Did they? Yeah. I didn't watch all the trailers.
During the Christmas Day trailers where they're trying to get everybody to buy a big kid for Christmas, blah, 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 they spoiled Darth Vader.
Well, I didn't know. And it was badass to me. So that was cool.
The whole time Andy was talking about that sequence, I had that song playing in the background because I pressed the link.
Yes, it's a good song, and the song, I'm such a nerd. I bought the damn Star Wars Episode 3 soundtrack on CD after the movie came out from FYE, and I was listening to my car like a fucking. Who does that? I'm gonna turn this up. This John Williams, yeah. But
yeah, John Williams is the man.
But
Lila, what are you doing?
The other song from that movie is Obi-Wan versus Anakin when they actually
Duel
fight.
of Fate.
That's not Duel of Fates. Duel of Fates is different, but it's that's a good song too. When they did that part, they're spinning the lights.
I thought Duel of Fates was with Darth Maul.
Duel of Fates was episode 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then also I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That was my quarantine game.
Are you playing as Cassandra, or are you playing?
I'm playing as the dude. I forget his name.
Cassandra's. So I've played both versions, not to completion at all. Maybe 30 hours each, and Cassandra's storyline is just so much better. I know that's disheartening to say, but
can they be that different? Because it seems like
the way that she, so it's not. So
I know they're different. I know they're different characters.
because-
Like she's a very different acting person and everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're talking about like Assassin's
just the way that she acts.
Yes.
It's a lot more enjoyable
Yeah.
than.
And I saw a lot of videos of her, and that's why I picked the dude, because like she does seem like a very confident, take no shit, I can fucking do this type of person, and the dude just seems like just the dumbest dude on the planet. Like he just stumbles into the right thing to do, and I was like, I like it, and I think he's fucking hilarious. Like his big dumb face, he's always staring at, like he's not actually looking at people. He's kind of cross-eyed. Like I fucking love it. But
I don't know why I didn't finish that game.
You rage quit at the snakes?
Oh yeah.
The snakes are rough.
Snakes.
Yeah.
Andy didn't have the opportunity to rage quit a snake today. He had
to kill it.
He had to step up and do what he needed to do.
Yeah, I'm about 40 hours in. I beat Origins, which is basically this. Origins is this game just with a Greek setting and multiple playable characters. But something about this setting, I like it so much better. Just the color scheme, the big blue oceans, blue sky, green grass. Like a lot of places have the pink petals on the trees and stuff like that. Just that type of stuff. Like I play games for immersion, escapism, stuff like that. I can just get right in that. Like I fucking love it. And I play this game like a fucking Greek Terminator. Like I get a quest, I get a person to go kill, and I just run from point A to point B like a fucking robot.
Spartan kick
Just
him.
like, all right, I'm going to get you. Just grabbing olive wood across the way because I see those little flashing olive wood things. I have to grab that. Got to go upgrade my ship. Got to get the iron metal. See that dude? Fucking kill him. What's the next thing? And I don't know, something about it hit me at the right point, I think. Like, just with, I got to stay home. I can't go anywhere. I can't work. Blah, blah, blah. What am I going to do all day? There's this fucking 80-hour-long game I could play and just really sink my teeth into it. And one of the things I really like is the cultist menu. I don't know if you remember this, Josh. There's a cult that you have to find the leader of or whatever. And I've killed probably a third of them maybe. But I do like,
you get more clues as you
yes,
kill
you
them
get
and stuff
the
like
clues. And you get clues just playing the game. Like when you're near a cultist clue, say a cultist clue is nearby, and it could be just a shopkeeper somewhere in a town where it's just like he might have something that he would sell to you for like 20 gold, which is nothing, to let you know, hey, this is where this dude's at. And I don't know, that little layer is enough for me to there were days where I played that game, and Kathy can attest. She would go to work, come back, and I'd still be playing, and all I'd done was hunt down cultist members. Like I hadn't done any story, anything. All I'd done was like, I found this person, look, and she didn't care, obviously, but that was all the games we played. Every game ever made.
Games.
all the games.
I've only played Animal Crossing
Well,
in 2 hours of Persona.
it sounds like Animal Crossing is the game, is the game of games.
Definitely.
Dude, the Animal Crossing will probably be my game of the year. Do our list podcast.
Wait a minute. You haven't beaten Persona 5 Royal yet.
I didn't beat Persona 5.
That's why you're gonna beat this one.
I'm gonna
You
beat
got the
this one
motivation
too.
to do it.
Depending on how it ends, and depending on how I feel about the new character, she probably will be my new waifu. Based off her outfit alone. No, Animal Crossing will probably still be my game of the year.
Mine will. Final Fantasy VII Remake's at the top right now, but who knows what will happen by the end of the year.
A lot could happen.
Cyberpunk 2077 is still supposed to come out this year. We'll see what happens.
Ooh, yeah.
Did Last of Us 2 get
It got delayed.
canceled before?
It got delayed.
Delayed. Did it happen before the last podcast? Did we ever
Yeah,
talk
it only
about
happened.
that? It was heartbreaking.
It only happened.
That was like the stab of the heart. It was like it was like we're already going through this shit and we're gonna have to sit at home, and then they were like, this is canceled. And I was like, God
I
damn
don't
it.
know. My mom just texted me about something, and I don't know if it's true or not because my mom is an old woman on the internet and believes everything she reads. Disney might not be open till 2021,
And
I don't know.
so that will also ruin our other vacation we have planned for October
well,
because we already had to push back July.
we were supposed to go to Canada in June, and that's not gonna happen. Like, them borders ain't gonna be open.
Ghost of
Tsushima.
Tsushima.
That one should be good. That's a Sucker Punch game, I think.
Yeah,
Rory's excited about that.
it's just a Wall Street analyst. Disney
Okay.
theme parks may not reopen until 2021. Wall Street analyst says. What the fuck does he know? Go fuck yourself, Wall Street analyst.
Don't ruin my vacation. We already had to cancel it once.
Yeah,
I
Ghost of.
missed out on
I don't know, man. I just don't want to get my hopes up, and then all of a sudden these games get delayed some more.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna.
take it one day at a time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm glad Animal Crossing came out when it did, and I think
Me too.
the reason they probably sold so much and it's doing so well is because of all that.
Oh yeah.
Well, you can't get us.
Would it be doing as well if this thing
Well, you
wasn't happening?
Apparently, you can't get a Switch
Yeah, you
anywhere
can't.
right
Switches
now.
are really hard to find. Ring Fit Adventure is obscenely hard to find. Like, if you're trying to sell your Ring Fit right now, complete in box, you'll get like $200 for it. Like, it's insane.
Jeez.
I need to use ours more. I gotta get back in the routine of doing something, just because maybe if I exercised, I wouldn't be as stressed. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just miss
Exercise goes.
I hate working out at home.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. It does me good just because, I mean, the numbers go up. Like, it's like you're playing actual video games, like you're playing an RPG, but you're actually
It doesn't do it for me.
yeah. That I guess it just speaks solely to me because I love that shit and I'm actually moving around. Like, I'm almost at level 150, so I'm like, fucking yeah, and like I'm just constantly looking at. You know, I've been moving for 20 hours. Yeah, blah blah blah. Like it.
Miserable.
Yes, and I just want to see the numbers go up, and I want someone to play it with me so I can be like, yeah, I'm beating you, yeah. And then when they come,
I'm only level I'm probably not
You're
even
beating
level
all of
50.
us.
but I want them to come back and be like, well, I'm beating you now. Then I'm like, well, fuck that, and I'm gonna beat them.
But you're so far ahead already.
I know, and that sucks but what I'm saying is I want that back and forth because it can only do good. You know what I mean? It's
You
not
want
gonna,
a rival?
yes, because it ultimately is exercise. Like, it is movement. It is not sitting on my fat ass, you know, running around Assassin's Creed Odyssey picking up olive wood. You know, I'm actually moving, and I mean, that can't hurt, right? That's what I want.
I guess I'm gonna have to wake up in the morning and do it or something, because when I get home at 6:30, 7 o'clock, and I have to either decide to cook dinner or order dinner, don't necessarily if I'm gonna cook dinner, I don't necessarily want to take the time to set up the Switch to turn on Ring Fit and then do a workout and then cook after the workout. That's my thing. It's I don't want to work a 12-hour day, come home, work out for 45 minutes, and then cook dinner for 30 minutes. That's my problem.
Yeah, I do it in the afternoon, but I get home most times between 3 and 4 o'clock, so I have some time to do it. And when I was under quarantine, I was able to do it first thing in the morning every morning. It was awesome. Like, get up, do it, feel good about the day, then sit my fat ass down and play Assassin's Creed Odyssey for 8 hours and eat ravioli and just kill all of that shit that I just did. But Kathy is yawning. Unless y'all have some wrestling talk
No.
that y'all want to talk about.
I kind of
Well,
it's
There's not a lot to talk about.
weird
There's
world we're living in right
there's
now.
all
The bubbly bunch.
the bubbly bunch is great.
The bubbly bunch is great.
WrestleMania was
Everything
weird.
Chris Jericho touches.
Yeah. Everyone got fired from the WWE.
Pretty much. Holy shit.
Velveteen Dream is allegedly
Yeah.
sending his dick
to
to
underage
kids.
boys.
Yeah.
Can I during one of the pivotal scenes in Final Fantasy VII Remake that happens that explains kind of something that's been going on through the entire game, and it's basically explained in like 2 sentences. Happened for me while that whole news story of everyone getting fired. So they sent out like the initial like 9 people that they fired, and the list kept growing and growing and growing over that next couple of hours. Like it wasn't, here's the list, that's it. It was just here's these people. Oh, here's one more. Here's Zack Ryder. Here's Rusev. Here's whoever. So I was just
So Rusev did get
he
released?
did, and I was just refreshing the Reddit page on my phone while that scene was happening, and when I looked up, and Aerith was like, "So that's what's happening." I was like, "Shit, what?" And I completely missed it, so I had to look it up after I finished the game because that part of the game went unanswered for me until I had to look it up because I had to read about Zack Ryder getting released from WWE.
That's so sad.
So how many people did they
It
release?
was like 18, something insane.
And they didn't have to either. They're projected to be at like a profit of $1 billion by the end of the year too. So it's like
Then why release them?
because Vince McMahon is all about that bottom line, and he knows that those people can't be picked up right now.
Yeah.
He was basically hoarding all these people because he didn't want them to go to AEW. So
And this is the
fuck
same
Vince.
guy who fired the entirety of the XFL in one day. So
Yeah.
he didn't get.
what's another? And like reportedly, some of these guys like Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson were getting paid $750,000 a year each to do nothing, like to get beat up by the Undertaker during the pre-tape during the WrestleMania. Like that's what they did.
I will do a random recommendation, and you probably already seen it, Andy. But there's New Japan Pro Wrestling put out these mini docs on
The factions and stuff.
Yeah, the Bullet Club. It's really, 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 really good.
Really good.
It's really.
I don't know if they've updated them because like stuff like the Bullet Club's still going on now. Like there's different eras
Yeah.
of it. Like I think when I watched it, like Kenny Omega had just taken over. I don't know if they've updated.
I think there's like 7 or 8 parts now, and I finished watching all of them, all the way up to where they randomly stopped talking about Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks because
They left.
yeah, and then they had a good one on Jericho becoming the Painmaker, and I don't know. Those are just random things I found. I think they may have been suggested at one point, and I just forgot about it. But randomly, it was suggested on YouTube, and I was like, okay, I'll click.
They do good stuff. They uploaded a lot of really good old matches too. Like you can see a lot of Okada's matches and Omega matches, Nakamura matches from back when he was there. A lot of good stuff.
It made me feel like I missed out. I was sad after watching the Bullet Club one. I was like, damn, I should have been on that ride when it happened.
Was the whole Kenny Omega thing. I started watching when Kenny Omega basically got his first title shot, and that whole ride was really cool. I had a lot of fun. I'm still subscribed to New Japan World to this day, even though they haven't put out anything since February because of this, this whole pandemic thing. But
I wonder. I didn't even think about how it's affecting New Japan.
They completely
they've stopped doing shows. They've stopped doing everything, and they're still paying people. Like as far as all the wrestling companies that have taken it so far, they've been doing the best. Like no shows,
crazy.
Everyone's getting paid. Ring of Honor also same way, no shows, everyone's getting paid. So that's good.
Good on them.
This man's like, you need to be here, bitch, or you're gonna get fired.
Coming to Florida, Central Service.
It's Zelina Vega and Aleister Black. Every week we see those motherfuckers. They must just be using the people that live around the performance center.
Yeah, I've caught up on like the past like 3 or 4 weeks of NXT over the past 2 days too, and it's weird who they have and who they don't have. Like Pete Dunne's not there, even though he's the NXT Tag Team Champion with Matt Riddle, because he's overseas, he can't come, and they had to take the cruiserweight title off Jordan Devlin because he's also from the United Kingdom, so he can't defend it. So they're doing their own tournament. And Drake Maverick's in it, and he's the one who got fired, and all that stuff's already pre-taped. And what's super fucked up is that after he got fired, they had him on that live show they do, the WWE The Bump, and he was there talking about this. This is how I'm going to get my career back. He's like he's already fired, Like they're interviewing him after he's gotten fired because all this stuff's pre-taped. Like how fucked up
Well,
is
they're making
that?
some people work the 90 days too. They're making Sarah Logan like work out her contract, or there was a point that they were going to try to make her work out her. I don't know.
Yeah, that was
Sarah Logan got released?
yeah, and that was the thing. It's like they got released, but they had 90 days until their release. Basically, this was a notification that in 90 days you're released.
You're fired.
Yes.
Damn.
But
Sad.
Kathy's about to fall out. But I'm going to say this because it would bother me to hell if I didn't say this. The Firefly Funhouse was the goddamn best thing that has happened in wrestling this whole year. It was fucking amazing, and it wasn't even a wrestling match. There were probably 2 wrestling moves, but the amount of
It deconstructed John Cena's entire career.
like his whole like fucking 15-year goddamn career or whatever. It took everything apart, did it in like 10 minutes, so much detail. They said they had the Vince McMahon puppet say that's such good shit. I don't know how Vince McMahon approved that. It was incredible. Like
This is such good
and
shit.
it bothered me to hell that all people talked about at the WrestleMania was the Boneyard match. The Boneyard match is boring as hell. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
The Firefly Funhouse was fucking incredible.
It
It's
was
full of
really
shit.
well
Yeah.
thought out.
It should have been the
Like-
closing. It should have
It
been
was
closing
amazing.
one. Like
Yeah.
it should have been like after it was over, just be like cut the
And
black.
they can't do that again. Like they literally took everything that any online, armchair quarterback, whatever, said something about John Cena over the past, 15 years and put it, bits and pieces of that in that, 15-minute clip that we saw. It was incredible. Like my jaw dropped like 6 times watching that. It was insane.
And the fact that he went along with it and basically deconstructed his whole
Yes.
career, like, and he was doing all these like talks about like I'm gonna put the rest the most overhyped, oversold wrestler, and you're like, why would you say that about Bray Wyatt? And then he was really talking about his fucking self. Like, I don't know. It was very interesting. Kudos to him for like putting himself into that too, because he didn't have to.
It was
He could have just been like, no, I'm not fucking doing that. I'm going in there, STFUing the Fiend and getting myself a Goldberg style match.
yeah. I'm wondering what that match would have been if WrestleMania had gone off live and and everything.
Yeah.
Because that was it was something else. Like this whole WrestleMania will be completely forgotten, probably. But that thing,
Except for
that thing will stay with me for a long time.
Well, Triple H apparently came out a couple days ago or today or something like that and said that they're going to do a festival style event now instead of having
Yeah, he
one
wants
night.
it to be 2 days. Yeah, I agree. It should be. This WrestleMania is too goddamn long.
Instead of watching matches at 1 a.m. in the
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah, it's just too much. I can't asking someone to sit there for 12 hours. It's just too much.
Yeah.
But we won't ask you all to sit down here for too much longer because we're about to wrap this up.
Yep.
We talked about the video games. We talked about the wrestling. We talked about copperhead snakes. What else there to talk about? Except for
One day, Kathy will talk about makeup.
yes,
Y'all can do your
Kathy
makeup.
Brown wants to talk
podcast.
about sleep.
Yep.
So
Back of her
I'm
eyelids.
sleepy.
say goodbye, Kathy Brown.
Bye.
Say goodbye, Shelby.
Goodbye, Internet.
Say goodbye, Josh. Say goodbye, Rory, in the chat.
Goodbye.
Bye, Josh.
He's gonna do it at some
Dot,
point.
Rory.
We've been streaming this live on my Twitch.
You should pop in.
Yes, we did it live on Twitch.
Pop in.
Let's Play Bunny. We will see y'all next time, whenever next time is. We get to decide that, not you.
Oh,
There he is. Uh-oh. Hold on. Hold on.
Producer. Goodbye.
Yeah! There it is.
Behind the scenes producer.
I love it. I'm going to hit goodbye. I don't hit goodbye. I don't hit the stop button on this thing. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Be safe out there.
Bye. Awesome.